Welcome back to the show. Our next segment, Voices and Visionaries, shines a light on two remarkable change makers who transformed their era through courage, conviction, and creativity. First, we honor Sojourner Truth, a fearless abolitionist and a women's rights advocate whose powerful voice challenged the conscience of a nation. Born into slavery, she rose to become one of the most compelling speakers of the 19th century, famously asking, "Ain't I a woman?" A question that still echoes in conversations about equality and justice today.
Then we turn to Garrett Morgan, an innovative inventor and entrepreneur whose creations helped save countless lives. From improving the traffic signal to developing a groundbreaking safety hood that protected firefighters and rescue workers, Morgan's vision quite literally changed the way we move and survive in the modern world. Together, their stories remind us that vision isn't only about what we see, it's about what we dare to imagine and the courage it takes to make it real.
Let's begin. Thank you both for coming.
I hope you don't mind if I work here. There's been hundreds of carriage accidents, and I find a solution to this problem can be made.
Go Demi Dad. That's good afternoon in Dutch. That's my first language, even though I was born in New York.
Now that you've mentioned where you were born, I'd love to discuss your upbringing. What were you like when you were younger?
I was born in Kentucky to a black and Indian mother and a black and white father. I only had an elementary school education and a segregated school. When I was a teenager, I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, where I found my calling as a handyman, and I also found my call as an inventor, creating the sewing machine.
I've been working since I was 5 years old. I've been brought and sold a few times. Then a law came around that ended slavery in New York. But my enslavers tried to keep me, so I took my baby girl and I ran away. I knew the Lord shall go with me and protect me on the way.
Speaking of protection, I heard that you were the first black woman to do something really impressive. Can you tell us about that?
My son was supposed to stay in New York, but his enslavers sold and took him to Alabama. I filed a lawsuit and won the case. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down, imagine what we all could do. Ain't I a woman?
You sure are. Mr. Morgan, do you have anything to contribute to this girl power moment we're having over here?
I bet you heard of Madam C.J. Walker, but did you know around the invention of the hot comb, I had a hair straightener product that smoothed in and softened African American hair? This became just as popular as the hot comb at that time.
Okay.
Ladies in the chat who are listening, we've got some pioneers with us today.
Switching gears a bit, I'd like us to talk about oppression. What is a challenge you've come across that many people might not know about?
The time I wanted to sell my gas masks to people to protect people from dangerous fumes during World War I. Nobody wanted to buy my products if they were sold from a black man. So I hired a white person while I went out as a guinea pig, showing all of my products have potential.
Freedom comes with sacrifice. I've born 13 children and seen most of sold into slavery. And when I cried out with the grief, none but Jesus heard me. Not a single day went by where I was not thinking of my children. That moment broke my heart, and that pain never faded.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing a bit about yourselves. For the listeners at home, can you formally introduce yourself and state one key component of Black history that you've contributed to?
My name is Garrett Morgan. I'm an inventor and a businessman, most commonly known for inventions such as the gas fume hood, hair straighteners, and most known, the modern traffic light.
I am Sojourner Truth, and I am an abologist and advocate for women's rights. I am a fearless voice for freedom. I challenged slavery and demanded a change that altered America forever.
Thank you so much for joining us and all that you've contributed. Welcome back.
Have you ever held the door open for someone? When you do that, you make it easier for others to walk through. This next segment of our Unsung Heroes show is called The Door Openers. Today you'll meet some very special guest athletes who changed history and went on to record being the best known for opening the door.
In this episode, we will be talking about two amazing athletes who didn't just open a door, but they opened doors for history and paved the way for opportunities in professional sports and Black African American history to athletes of today. Today, we're going to meet Althea Gibson, a tennis player, and Kenny Stanley Washington of the National Football League.
Both of them faced unfair treatment but showed incredible courage, and both changed sports for our country forever. We'll get to explore their early lives, their challenges, their accomplishments, and why they believe they'll be remembered as heroes who opened the door for others.
So get ready to travel back in time as we honor two brave trailblazers who prove that talent, determination, and courage can change a king. Please welcome Althea Gibson and Kenny Washington.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome to our show. We're glad to have you both. Ms. Gibson, can you tell us about when and where you were born and your early experiences with sports?
Of course. I was born in 1927 in South Carolina, but I was raised in Harlem. I love sports, and
That's wonderful. Mr. Washington, what about you?
I was born August 31st, 1918. I grew up in Los Angeles loving football.
Ms. Gibson, did you go to school? And if so, where did you go?
I went to A&M University on a full scholarship.
What about you, How about you, Mr. Washington? Please tell us a little about your schooling.
I attended Abraham Lincoln High School in Los Angeles, where I later went to attend the University of California, Los Angeles, also known as UCLA, where I became the most exceptional and excited football players in the nation.
Okay.
So let's get into it. You both made history in sports. Mrs. Gibson, what big history did you make?
I became the first Black African American woman to compete in a major tennis championships.
Wow, that helped break the tennis color barrier. You opened the door for so many players. Mr. Washington, what about you?
I am best known as the first African American person to sign a contract with the NFL. In 1946, I signed a contract with the Los Angeles Rams. During that time, the NFL's color barrier was not official. 1934 to 1945, a 12-year ban on Black players entering the league.
Amazing. You both succeeded in a league that was not designed to support you.
Ms. Gibson, we learned that you were later honored. Is that right?
Yes, I was honored in the Hall of Fame at the U.S. Open.
And we hear that you also have a statue.
How about you, Mr. Washington? Did you receive any honors?
No, unfortunately for me, while many other athletes benefited from the opportunities, I did not. My name was not mentioned next to other civil rights pioneers.
Mr. Washington, I would say that these obstacles made your achievement of being the first Black player to sign an NFL contract even more meaningful, as you succeeded in a system that was not designed to support you. Beyond sports, your success challenged racist assumptions and demonstrated that talent and character, not skin color, should determine opportunity. And your courage to step into a hostile environment and simply perform at an elite level is an honor all within itself.
That is so true. Those achievements are amazing, but we did a little research and we know that you grew up during a time when racial segregation shaped nearly every aspect of American life, including sports. This makes me believe that you both faced many struggles and challenges along the way. Please share with us a little about the challenges you've experienced on your journey to reaching this great achievement.
Was it easy being the first?
No, it wasn't. People are unkind. I couldn't always stay in the same hotel as white tennis players, but I stayed strong.
My contributions were often overlooked because of my race. I was overlooked in the mainstream, and even after I joined the Rams, I faced lingering injuries, verbal abuse, and physical threats.
That must have taken a lot of courage.
It did.
But in 1956, I was inducted into the College Hall of Fame for my exceptional behavior in college.
Okay.
That's good. People call you both unsung heroes. What does that mean?
It means we did something important.
Even though I was a great player in college, I wasn't allowed to play at first in the NFL because of my race. I had to wait. On my road to achievement, I faced many intense racism moments, but it was nice.
And that someone was you. What would you like to say to the children listening today?
Believe in yourself and don't let nobody ruin your dreams.
Believe in yourself and remember, when you do something, you might be opening things for the next person behind you.
That's such an important message.
Today we learned that being a door opener means being brave enough to step forward so others can follow. Thank you, Ms. Gibson and Mr. Washington, for helping change sports and history. And boys and girls, remember, you can open the door too. See you next time on our podcast.
A quote that really inspires me is by Oprah Winfrey. You can have it all, but you just can't have it at once. She's saying that things that you want in life, it takes time, and you have to have patience before everything you want is like right in front of your face.
Welcome back. We're sitting down with two icons who redefined what it meant to be black, successful, and visually undeniable in the 1980s. Joining us are the king of the canvas, Jean-Michael Basquiat, and the fastest woman of all time, Florence Griffith Jr.
You both started in environments where the world wasn't necessarily looking for superstars. Florence, you rose from humble beginnings in Los Angeles to the global stage. How did that feel?
It was surreal. Growing up in LA, I really didn't have the brightest spotlight on me, but I did have dreams and determination. At every practice and at every race, I wanted to push my limits. And when I finally got to the Olympics, it wasn't just about me. It was about proving that hard work, confidence, and belief in yourself can take you anywhere, no matter where you start.
Jean-Michael, your practice was on the city walls. Your art spoke so boldly about identity. What were you trying to say about how black people should be seen?
I want the world to see it as not just stereotypes, but Black people built this. Wait, Black people built this country. To its culture, survive this balance. Two different stories vanish. some words to say. We're here. Remember us. You're more than what you think.
Okay. Jean-Michael, you moved from the subways to international galleries that often excluded Black voices. How did that journey affect your truth-telling?
The streets didn't care about my race. But the collectors, they looked at me like I was a novelty. And to press the truth harder, makes words and images like a shout. So they couldn't ignore our history, our pain, and our pride.
Florence, you were shouting with your feet. In 1988, you set world records in the 100 meter and 200 meter. That still stands today. What was going through your mind in those historic moments?
When I got onto the track, I focused on speed, precision, and staying in my lane, literally and figuratively. But I also wanted to show the world that I could bring style, joy, and personality to the competition. Crossing that finish line and knowing that I'd made history was an indescribable feeling. Like I had touched the limits of what was possible and made it possible for others to dream bigger.
I know that's right. You were both visual revolutionaries. Florence, you were famous for your racing suits and those iconic nails. Why was self-expression so vital to your identity as a champion?
Being fast ain't everything. Being yourself matters just as much. I wanted people to see a Black woman on that world stage who could be powerful, bold, and feminine all at the same time. My style told the world that I am proud of who I am and that excellence can be colorful and unapologetic.
Jean-Michael, you also use visuals to bestow power, often literally putting crowns on Black figures in your paintings. Why was it so important to reclaim these individuals?
Because they're heroes, but we'll often erase them. I want to crown them, king, queen, legend. Black culture made America rich. The music, the ideas, I have nothing else to say it, my art had to.
Jean-Michael, your work confronts racism and injustice head on. Was art your way of responding to the world around you?
Art was survival. I saw injustice everywhere, on headlines and on street corners. You couldn't swatch. So I drew it, painted, laid it on the canvas. If I could make people uncomfortable, maybe they see some of what I felt.
Florence, you also look beyond your own success, advocating for youth and education. Why was that impact more meaningful than the medals?
Winning medals was dope, but impact lasts longer than trophies. I wanted the children to see that greatness is not just about crossing the finish line first, but it's about purpose, learning, and giving back. If my story could inspire a child to dream bigger or stay in school, then I've done something far bigger than any record.
As we wrap up, what is one thing you want the next generation of Black creators and athletes to carry forward?
Don't let anyone erase you. Don't shrink. Take your pain, your pride, your joy, and put it on the wall, on the stage, or on a page. I'm not trying to erase you or label you, but your voice is yours, and that's power.
Believe in your talent, but also in your uniqueness. You can be fast, strong, and proud of your identity all at the same time. Greatness is not just about winning, but it's about believing in yourself and lifting others along the way.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
We are joined by two individuals who stared down the dangers of the 1960s Mississippi to demand a different future for Black America. One fought for the ballot, the other fought for the child. Marianne Wright Edelman is an American lawyer and activist who has spent her life helping children and families. She was born in 1939 in South Carolina and grew up believing that education and kindness can change the world. In 1973, she started the Children's Defense Fund, a group that works to make sure all children have good schools, health care, and a safe place to grow up. Marianne Wright Edelman is known for standing up for what is right and teaching young people that they can make a difference. She believes every child is important and deserves a bright future.
Medgar Evers was a brave civil rights leader who worked to make life fair and equal for Black Americans. He was born in 1925 in Mississippi and served in the U.S. Army during World War II. After the war, he went to college and became involved for the fight for equal rights. Medgar Evers worked for the NAACP as the first field secretary in Mississippi. He helped organize peaceful protests and worked to end segregation, which kept Black and white people separated by law. Please welcome Medgar Evers and Marianne Wright Edelman.
You both were shaped by the soil of the segregated South. Marianne, growing up in South Carolina, how did those early years influence your role in the movement?
Well, growing up in South Carolina during the segregational era, I witnessed the mistreatment of my people firsthand. Luckily for me, my community taught me the importance of faith, education, and service. I took this with me to join the Civil Rights Movement, where I dedicated my life to fighting injustices. And this helped me to help with pushing Black history forward.
Medgar, you were on the front lines in Mississippi as the NAACP's first field secretary. How are you advancing the movement there?
I worked as the first field secretary in Mississippi for the NAACP. I organized voter registration drives, led peaceful protests, and investigated cases for racial violence.
Medgar, how much of your work centered on the ballot? Why was the right to vote the mountain you chose to climb?
At the time, African American citizens all over the U.S. were blocked from voting through unfair laws and intimidation. My efforts helped lay the groundwork for future laws like the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which protected the right to vote.
Marianne, you were fighting in courtrooms during that same era as the first Black woman lawyer in Mississippi. How did that break barriers?
Well, at a time where few Black women were lawyers, especially in the South, I challenged both racial and gender barriers. By practicing law in Mississippi and helping civil rights activists, I showed that Black women could lead in powerful positions. My success and my work inspired future generations of Black women to pursue careers in law, activism, and politics.
Once the legal battles were won, the focus shifted to the quality of life. Marianne, you founded the Children's Defense Fund in 1973. How did that create new opportunities?
Well, in 1973, when I founded the Children's Defense Fund, it was to fight for policies that supported children's health, education, and safety. Because Black children are more susceptible to violence, an unequal system, and poverty, my work helped bring attention to these gaps. My organization pushed for better schooling and health and accesses to healthcare and programs like Head Start, which opened many doors for many Black families.
Medgar, your work was often dangerous, but you remained committed to peaceful change. How did you hope that bravery would inspire those coming after you?
Well, I showed courage, bravery, and determination to peaceful change. I believe my bravery will encourage other activists to keep working for equality even when facing threats.
As we look at the landscape of Black history today, what is the weight of your legacy? Medgar, how do you see your impact on the progress we've made?
I work to help break down segregation and expand civil rights in America. My leadership and sacrifice played an important role in the civil rights movement. And I hope my legacy continues to inspire movements and justice today.
And Marion, how was your message of a fair start to continue to influence the fight for justice?
My legacy lives on through leaders and organizations that continue to fight for children and racial justice. My message that every child deserves a fair chance remains central to today's movements. I help shape a lasting belief that protecting children is the only thing that can lead to true equality here in America.
I know that's right, because the children are the future.
Amen.
We're approaching, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We're approaching the finale of our Unsung Hero podcast, and we truly hope this presentation has inspired and encouraged you to become the change you want to see in the world.
As you know, any production, big or small, requires both time and financial support. To our online viewers, if you feel led to support our youth ministry, please use one of the giving methods listed on your screen and include youth ministry in the memo line.
Thank you in advance for your generosity and support. We look forward to bringing you more impactful presentations in the future. As we close this episode of Voices of Legacy Unsung Heroes, we stand on sacred ground, ground paved by courage, brilliance, resistance, rhythm, and relentless belief.
We heard the genius of Ray Charles transforming pain into sound that moved the world. We felt Questlove's devotion to preserving culture through rhythm and research. We witnessed Garrett Morgan's innovation saving lives in silence. We stood beside Sojourner Truth as she spoke power into a nation that tried to silence her. We honored Kenny Washington breaking barriers on the football field when doors were welded shut. We saw Althea Gibson and Flojo running riots beyond limits imposed on their bodies. We stepped into John Michael Basquiat's unapologetic artistry, into Marion Rice Elderman's fierce advocacy for children, and into Medgar Evers' unyielding fight for justice, even in the face of deadly hate. These are not just side notes in history. They are the foundation.
As we mark the 100th anniversary of Black History Month, this moment is more than commemoration, it's continuation. 100 years of intentional remembrance, 100 years of reclaiming stories that should have never been hidden, 100 years of saying that Black history is not a chapter, it is a lifetime of rich stories and history. But legacy is not something we only look back at. Legacy is a responsibility.
The same courage that fueled marches, melodies, movements, inventions, victories, and visions lives in us now. The question is not whether history is being made, it is who will make it and who will protect it. The unsung heroes we honor today were once ordinary people facing extraordinary resistance. They chose to create anyway, to speak anyway, to build anyway, to compete anyway, and to dream anyway.
And that is the charge of a intentional moment. Remember boldly, create unapologetically, stand firmly, fight strategically, love fiercely, because the next 100 years are already unfolding. This has been Voices of Legacy. May we never whisper the names that deserve to be shouted. May we never shrink the stories that demand to be told. And may we walk forward knowing that we are not just witnessing history, we are responsible for it.
Lift every voice and sing to earth and heaven. Ring with the harmony
Let us march on till victory is won.
And that concludes our Black History Month program. Thank you so much for coming out or staying and supporting us.
Thank you. All right, you guys, we did it. We did it. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, this is going to take a little while because I have to make sure I recognize everyone, so just bear with us. We'll get you out very soon, okay? So, Pastor Wright, thank you for being a leader who believes in education of our youth and a rich history and ensuring that both present and future generations will keep that history alive. Our stories cannot be silent. First Lady, thank you for your unwavering love and support of the children, and not only telling us what you want to see, but also getting down and dirty with us and being there every step of the way. We appreciate you. Parents, thank you for your cooperation and allowing us to work with your children. We appreciate your sacrifices, the ones we knew about, the ones we did not know about. We really appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to send you long, detailed messages and not blocking me or putting me on Do Not Disturb. We appreciate you guys, and you're stuck with us. Your support actually matters more than you guys can imagine. Ms. Deborah, thank you so much. She knew we had to be out here for a few rehearsals, and she provided all the snacks for all the days that we were here. So thank you for feeding them. It makes it easier for them to work when they eat. To the youth team. Thank you so much for helping to complete the puzzle. It meant so much to me to work alongside such brilliant, gifted, and young adults. Each of you brought a unique style and approach to exactly what is needed in our church. From the first Zoom meeting, they were kind of like voluntold. I was like, we're going to join the Zoom, and I want to share some ideas with you guys. Then I said, how does it sound? You guys ready? You like it? They was like, well, you kind of voluntold us, so I guess we're on board. And this is the result of the work that you saw from the young adults. I am going to call them name by name in just a moment. For me personally, for many years, I have been asking God, like, okay, send the help, Lord, send the help. Our youth department needs to grow, send the help, send the help. And God did something incredible. He sent us some incredible educators who were already being trained in their respective careers, right? Pretty much all of them work in schools or with youth in some capacity. So what I'm most proud of is that finally we were able to like divide and conquer. So what you guys don't know is that a part of our Zoom call, we decided we were going to take certain of the youth and we would be responsible for working with them and pushing them and being a mentor to them. And I would just say that you guys all understood the assignment, so it was really good. That's how y'all say it? Understood the assignment? Oh, boy. Okay, good. So to Lala, thank you for being the voice of planning, ideas, and the voice of reason, the ones who always bring me back to reality. I knew you would always give me honest feedback and give it to me every single time. Thank you for excellence and consistency. And Lala had the job of working with the musicians, Ray and Quest. And God knows it was impossible to get them off those instruments sometime and get back into character, but Lala has a special grace to work with young men. So we appreciate you being the excellent role model that you are for the young men of the church, and thank you for being a very good example for them. Aaliyah, thank you for being a visionary and helping keep us organized. Every time ideas were presented, you pulled them all together and executed it almost immediately. Whether revising scripts or editing videos or stepping to support the youth outside of your assigned group, you were always ready and positioned to move the vision forward. Thank you so much. Kalia, this is Kalia, not Aaliyah. Very close, but different, right? So, Kalia, thank you for reminding us to take off the limits. Your passion, we called her the pusher, well, I called her the pusher. Your passion for empowerment pushed our youth further and to rise higher. Even celebrating your birthday, she had a birthday on Friday, and she still was committed to making practice. She moved her birthday schedule around for us, which was really special, so we really appreciate you for that. Taylor, the quiet one. Taylor is calm and she brings such warmth to the team. You're truly a jewel, and we thank you for everything that you've done. She is the only one who do not work with children, right? Yeah, but we couldn't tell because she jumped right in and knew exactly what to do. So thank you, Taylor. And then to the youth, you guys did it. So as Pastor Lawson used to say, to the best youth department in the state of Brooklyn, that's what he used to say? In the state of, right? Every opportunity for me to work alongside you guys and to push you guys is special for me. You guys add so much to my life, you enrich me, and I'm so happy that you guys trust me and work alongside me. And to put it into this new debate that's been going on, I've been getting a lot of questions of, who's your favorite, who's your favorite? You all are my favorite. Don't ask me how, but you all are my favorite, okay? Thank you guys so much for believing in us, for working with us. Shout out to Kayla and Janah, who really told me no. They really told me no at first. And I said, well, how about a podcast? And then they said, okay, we can do it. So thank you guys for leading. Remember, you guys did this for a lot of years when they were tiny. So now they get to see you guys, and then one day you guys are going to sit in their seats, and you're going to be bringing up the next generation. New Canaan has rich, rich history, rich legacy, and we have a responsibility because we stand on the shoulders of some very important people who came before us. So we have a lot to do to make sure we don't lose our richness as a church, right? So to the youth people who worked with us, I just want to say to you guys, do not get weary in well-doing, right? Because if we faint not, the church is going to reap. Our youth department is going to reap, and we're going to grow and grow and grow. So stay the course with us, and let's continue to go higher in God. Amen? Thank you so much.